was a little girl, I remember my mom having this cookbook and it was called the Cake Mix Doctor. And I specifically remember looking through there at all of these different desserts you could make, and they all started with a cake mix. And then you just doctored it up and it made something really spectacular. So in today's video, I'm gonna share 3 recipes, all starting with boxed cake mix. So we're obviously gonna start with 1 box of cake mix. I'm just using some yellow cake mix for this one. We're also gonna add 2 eggs. Next, we're just gonna add 1 bag of the semi-sweet chocolate chips. Next, the recipe calls for 1 stick of melted butter. So I'll get this melted in the microwave and I'll be right back. All right, got my melted butter in there. Now we're just gonna give it all a stir. Chocolate chips are melting. Oh well, these might be just, instead of chocolate chip cookies, just chocolate cookies. My chocolate chips melted, y'all. All right, next we're gonna bring over a 9 by 13 and get our cookie dough in the pan. All my chocolate chips didn't melt, so we're just gonna call this like double chocolate chips. We got some whole in there and some melted throughout. Now let's spread our cookie dough out. Oh yeah, we got plenty of chocolate chips still in there, completely intact, just a few melted. And I can hear some of y'all through the camera already. Y'all are saying, Jen, you should have mixed up everything else and then stirred in the chocolate chips last. And yes, I totally agree. That would have worked better to keep some of the chocolate chips from melting with that hot butter. So you can do it that way or this way, however you feel you'll like it best. All right, I got all of my cookie dough in there. This is just going into the oven at 350 for about 25 minutes. Oh my goodness, I wish I could smell the house right now. All right, here come our little cookie bars right out of the oven. They look so good. Oh, the house smells delicious. All right, we're just gonna let these cool a little bit and then we'll slice into them. It feels like the texture of a cookie. I was wondering if it would feel more cakey, but no, it feels like I'm cutting in to one of those large cookie cakes. Look at this yummy deliciousness, y'all. These surprised me so much. I knew they would be good, but they were literally just like a cookie cake cookie. I will definitely be making these again. They were delicious, and how easy were they to make? So we're obviously gonna need some cake mix, and for this recipe, we're using the strawberry flavor. We're also gonna add 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. Next, we're gonna add 2 eggs. And also 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. All right, let's just give this a mix. Your batter is gonna be a little bit thick. Let me grab my 8 by 8 baking dish. Give it a little spray with some cooking spray. And this dessert would of course be perfect for Valentine's Day coming up. Actually, I'm invited to a little mom's ladies night in the neighborhood this weekend. So if this turns out, this might be what I bring. All right, we got our brownie batter in the dish. It's going into the oven at 350 for about 18 to 22 minutes. All right, y'all, these brownies look and smell so good. We're just gonna let these cool completely, and we're also gonna make a strawberry glaze to go on top. So we're gonna start with about 3/4 a cup of powdered sugar. I'm just kind of eyeballing it here. Then next you want to use about 2 tablespoons of strawberry preserves or strawberry jelly. I'm just using this kind because I know my kids will eat the rest. We're also gonna add about 1.5 tablespoons of milk or heavy cream. And with any glaze, you want to start with just a little bit and then continually add more until you get the consistency that you're looking for. We're almost there, just a tiny little drop or two more. Once I got the frosting to that consistency I was looking for, I just iced my cooled brownies, and it was the perfect addition to these strawberry brownies. A little bit sweet, you definitely get that strawberry flavor in there, kind of a little bit tart as well, just a hint of tartness. These were seriously so good. They would be perfect for your Valentine's Day get together or just an easy anytime dessert. So we're starting with our boxed cake mix. For this one, we're using another yellow cake mix. Also for this recipe, we're gonna add 2 boxes of peach flavored Jell-O mix. And I can only find the sugar-free kind at my Walmart, but I'm sure it's gonna be fine. Next, we're gonna add 1 cup of vegetable oil. The recipe calls for 4 eggs. And now we're just gonna beat everything together. Next, you're gonna take 1 bag of frozen peaches. This is just a 16-ounce bag, and the recipe says to cut these slices into more bite-sized pieces. Next, we're just going to gently fold in all of our peaches. And of course, like always, I'll have all these recipes linked down below. Anytime I show a recipe, it's either typed out if it's my recipe, or if I'm following somebody else's. I definitely give them credit down in the description box, so that way you can go see who made it and follow along with the recipe. All right, we're gonna bring over our 9x13 that I greased up really well. And let's get our cake batter into the pan. But I don't know about y'all, but this sounds like a perfect cake for the summertime, for a cookout. A peach cake, that just sounds so good. It's cold and rainy here this week, so I guess that's got me dreaming about summer. But let's be real, I'm always dreaming about summer. All right, so we're gonna kind of spread out our cake batter a little bit. And just to be honest with y'all, I did not use that entire bag of frozen peaches. I probably used about 3/4 of that bag. And as you can see, it is pretty loaded with those frozen peaches. All right, I have my oven preheated to 350. This is going in there for about 45 to 50 minutes or until a toothpick inserted comes out clean. So while our cake is in the oven, we're gonna come over here and make our brown sugar frosting, or the most delicious caramel I've ever tasted, and especially made. So we're just gonna start with a little saucepan, 1 stick of butter, and 2 cups of packed brown sugar. And I'm gonna stir that together, also adding 3/4 a cup of heavy cream. You're just gonna stir or whisk everything until it's really combined. And then you're just gonna continue to cook this on medium heat until it reaches a boil, until you see bubbles come all the way across the whole pot. And then you wanna time it for 1 minute while you continually whisk. Once that 1 minute is up, you just remove from heat, add a splash of vanilla extract, whisk that together, and then you're gonna place this whole pot in an ice bath to stop that cooking process, and your caramel will begin to thicken up. And I just stirred mine occasionally. All right, y'all, our cake is nice and cooled. The recipe said it would be pretty browned on the edges and on top, so it's looking perfect. Also, our brown sugar frosting has been cooling, AKA caramel, and it is delicious. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's get it on our peach cake. I cannot wait to try this. It is still raining outside. I'm gonna get my cup of coffee and just have me a good old time. this cake was so good, and like I said, I can't wait until summertime to make this. I just think this will be a perfect dessert for that time. But oh my goodness, this cake was so moist in there. That brown sugar frosting or caramel on top was the perfect addition to this peach cake. Those peaches were a little bit tart in there. You could definitely taste that peach flavor from the Jell-O and that sweetness on top. Oh my goodness, y'all. Just trust me, y'all need to try this one. It was delicious. Did you ever own that cookbook called The Cake Mix Doctor? And if so, what was your favorite recipe from there? Thank you so much for joining me and cooking along with me today. I hope you're all having an amazing week, and I'll see you next time real soon in my next video. Bye, y'all.